Hello and welcome to the Looli podcast. Today we are sitting down with someone that you may have seen on Instagram, someone who makes you laugh, maybe also makes you tear up a little bit. We are sitting down with Kate Strickler, the creator behind the wildly popular blog and Instagram account, Naptime Kitchen. Kate is known for her down-to-earth, incredibly relatable hacks and advice and her really honest take on motherhood and life. Kate has been featured on Good Morning America, Southern Living, the Lazy Genius podcast, and more. And she just launched her first book, I Just Wish I Had a Bigger Kitchen, which debuted on both the New York Times and the Publisher's Weekly bestseller list. In our conversation, Kate is going to walk us through her typical routines, what a day in the life is like for her, and how she prioritizes her well-being and self-care, among the millions of other things that she does. It's such a refreshingly honest peek behind the curtain and really relatable as well. One of my biggest takeaways from this conversation was to embrace the season that you're in and be flexible, because that is one of the things that she, I think, really talks about during this episode is how things have changed, and this is what's working for her now. I can't wait to get into this episode and share it with you guys. If you have the Looli app, we do have an extended episode in there, so be sure to go check that out. If you do not have the Looli app yet, you can go ahead and give it a download with a free trial. The link is in the description. And without further ado, let's hear from Kate, shall we? All right, Kate, I am so excited to chat with you, and I hope what I'm about to say comes off as a compliment and not an insult. We're starting off with a gamble here. You are one of the most normal people that I follow on social media, yet you are so interesting and so intriguing and just so down to earth. If someone is not familiar with you, you're gonna literally fall in love with this woman. She's fabulous. But give us just a little bit of an overview of who you are and what you do.
I'm Kate Strickler. I run Naptime Kitchen, which is like an Instagram account / blog. But I live in Charleston, South Carolina, married to my husband, Nate. We have 4 children, range from age 10 to 3. I started Naptime Kitchen when my 10-year-old was a baby, purely hobby. So just over the last decade, I mean, it has been a decade. It's just it's been like a very slow process, just kind of growing it.
Let's go ahead and start with kind of like your just overall wellness routine. Let's kind of talk about more of like the daily things that you do with I mean, you have so much going on. So where and what do you prioritize? Give us kind of the rundown of what that looks like.
Yes. So I wake up, normally between 5:45 and 6. Our kids, a lot of schools here start at 7:30, but our kids start at 8:30. So this will all change. But for what works now with our school schedule, I wake up around 5:45 or 6, and from 6 to 7 is my hour to just move my body. So I normally do multiple different workout platforms. I used to do Peloton, and then I think I just really wanted something a little more dynamic. So I started doing Fit with Coco.
Okay.
So she's Pilates and strength. I really, especially as I age, I'm all of a sudden I care that I have strong hips.
Oh.
I did a lot of Madeline Moves workouts because she had a really great travel program and we were traveling. It just shows there's so many good things out there that fit different lifestyles, what you're looking for. And I think because I work out Monday through Friday, after a while, I just want to switch it up. I'm okay, I want to try something new. So basically, my workout is normally around 45 minutes. And then for that final 15, I try and sit down, read my Bible, and center myself for a quick moment. Sometimes I have a note card and I'll write grateful for and need help with, and just write a couple of things. Here's what I'm grateful for. Here's what I need help with. Sometimes I'll read a Bible verse. Sometimes I'll journal, but just try and do something short. And then around 7, the expectation is I'm headed to the kitchen. The kids are starting to move and I'm making lunches, So in the morning, I wake up and I make water that has Go Ultima in it and creatine. And so I mix those 2 things into water and drink them while I work out. And then right after I exercise and I'm in the kitchen, I make like a chocolate protein shake of like some oat milk. And then I love the Equip Prime protein.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
I love it. I think it's just like, again, like protein feels like one of those things that it's like, I like the way it tastes. It doesn't make me feel like bloated, which some do. Like I've tried some that I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot button my pants. And then I'm like, wait, it's the protein powder I was drinking. So I mix it really quickly in my little magic bullet and like drink that while I do like the kids' lunches and everything.
And you put creatine and what in your water? I've never heard of that.
Go Ultima. It's electrolyte powder.
Okay. Now, with the creatine, I also love creatine. How long have you been taking it? What have you noticed with it?
Yes, I started taking it, I want to say probably like 4 months ago. It's funny, if I looked at my calendar, because I'll mark things like this on my calendar. I wrote it like started creatine. So if I searched creatine on my calendar, I'd be able to find it.
That's a good little tip there to kind of like start to see those things. Okay.
I'll do that for like if I have like a headache, I'll write headache on the calendar so I can search the word headache if I am starting to notice like a headache pattern.
Yes.
Digital calendar, love it. But I started taking it because Lindsay Baumgren of Nourish Move Love, that's another one. Like I did some of her work this summer, like just love her. She did like a post about it. And it's so funny how you'll hear about something and you're like, eh. But the moment someone that you respect or trust does it, you're like, wait a minute. Okay, if they are doing it, and I just feel like she has a really good head on her shoulders. I take Thorne creatine. It's so it's like the easiest thing in the world to add to your routine.
I know, yeah.
And so that just is such an easy first thing in the morning thing to do. And so I've had my water, my creatine, and then I've had my like little protein shake. And then I get the kids out the door, and that's when I take the dog for a walk with Alberta, and I have oat milk latte that I make at home. And it's so fun. I feel like I wish I could show you the packaging. I drink the weirdest coffee. It's like, I don't even think I've shared it on Instagram because I'm like, are people ever going to buy this? But have you ever heard of Organo Gold? It's basically like it's like instant coffee packets, but I discovered them through somebody else, but I have like a very high sensitivity to caffeine. Like I have cold brew next to me. It's decaf. Like this is a decaf. And so the person that was talking about it was like, it has reishi mushrooms in it. And it's just not quite as intense as like a cup of coffee, but does have it's not a mushroom coffee. It does have coffee in it, but it is just, I guess, it just takes the edge off in a different way. Anyways, I just ordered it and I liked it. And so then it became, and because it comes in a packet that you mix with water, it could not be easier to travel with it, whatever you want to do. And so I have a milk frother and I froth my little milk and I like mix the coffee with water and then I throw, like a cup of frothed milk on top, mix it. And that is like my delight. I walk the dog. So right now it kind of sucks because I still do it and it's so hot outside. So I'm like drinking this hot latte as I walk the dog. But in the winter, it's like wonderful. So I just have this like, and the kids have left. So it just feels like this moment with like my little hot coffee. Oh, and I put Vital Proteins in my coffee.
Okay. Again, do you use just an unflavored, tasteless, such an easy thing
I just mix it in with coffee. I started Vital Proteins when I was pregnant with my daughter, Millie, who is about to be 7.
Okay.
And pregnancy does so many weird things to you, but my nails were like breaking off. Like it was like they would just bend. And so I started taking it and I just genuinely felt like I noticed. Like I was like, everything just feels a little better. And so then I buy it at Costco, which again, it's just our Costco has it. It's a great price. I do the blue bottle that people take a lot. I can't remember the name of it, but just mix it in my coffee and have that and go on a walk with the dog. So at this point, I've just had like consumed like a ton of liquid.
Probably being like a racehorse.
I know. It's funny. I do not know what happened, but I used to like wake up and if I did not have like peanut butter toast within 20 minutes of waking, I would not feel well. And I don't know if it's like hormonal, but I got to a place where I was like, I can't, like I couldn't do it anymore. I felt like I can't eat in the morning, but I wanted to have like protein right after working out. So I can like drink it. So then kind of after I've walked the dog, probably around 10 a.m. early, like we have this podcast. So like I've already done it. I eat breakfast. Which I've gone through some weird, like Nate was making me eggs every morning. And then one day I was like, can't eat these anymore. I'm going to die if I eat any more eggs. So right now I've been getting this is like an ad for Costco, but I've been getting the Costco egg bites, like the Kirkland brand egg bites, and I'll heat those up in the air fryer. Sometimes I do Greek yogurt with peanut butter in it. Those are like the main things I'm swapping between right now. Just like to have something. It's funny. I used to like breakfast was like my ride or die. And over the last couple of years, it's almost become like, you got to eat some breakfast. Like I just need something. I know I'm going to feel better. I'll feel sick if I don't, but it isn't like, I don't get super excited for breakfast.
I love that you say that because I think that that's such something that people feel like, especially in the non-diet or like intuitive space. It's everything should be listening to your body. If you're hungry, eat. If you're not hungry, don't. But I always say our brain is also a part of our body. So if you know something's going to make you feel good, then that's also a cue for us. And it's also funny how our preferences and our body can change through life like that. Like I'm noticing some of my morning patterns with breakfast start to change too. And I'm like, why is this happening? I don't know, but it is like.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. I really like would die without breakfast a few years ago. And now I'm like, am I intermittent fasting?
Yeah.
Like, is that what's happening? Granted, I've had like so many liquids that would break that, fast. But so I have like something like egg bites and then kind of start the day around like 10 a.m.
Okay.
Mainly because it's just hard if I could start the day earlier, I would, but like with Alberta, especially, I drink a ton of water. Like
Are you a Stanley person? What do you drink out of?
I drink out of the Simple Modern version. Oh. I will also say though, this is the 30 ounce. So just if you're listening, the 30 ounce Simple Modern is it's just so much less aggressive than the 40 ounce. Okay. It's just slightly less of a weapon in terms of its like overall size. But I still feel like I'm getting plenty of water, and I like the Simple Modern just because it doesn't leak quite as like easily. So this summer when we went on a trip, I like didn't have my cup, and I feel like my water intake went down. I just rely on the cup.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's also just that visual cue of like, this is the thing.
The cup.
If it's just with you, then you just kind of mindlessly just do it.
Yep. So I drink a ton of water. In the fall months, I'll really try and go for a walk in the afternoon, like just move my body midday or like into the afternoon. And then the evenings, if possible, I really like to take a bath at night. I put Epsom salt in the bath and I just have like, I dim the lights. I really try and have like a wind down bath. Now, funny enough, it used to be like very much alone. And now like every 10 minutes a child comes in to talk to me because they just stay up later now. So I've had to just be like, okay with the fact that this time now I'm learning that like, as your kids get older, their like anxieties come out at night and then they want to like talk about them. And it's like, well, if you want to be available, you kind of like have to be available at 9 p.m. Like that's just when it's going to come out. So I'm like in the bath, like, what's up? Yeah, I'm here. Let's talk. Yep. And then my phone, I plug my phone in the kitchen, hopefully by around 8 or 8:30. And then I come back and do like my bath and everything.
So no phone. Do you do anything? Do you read or?
I have an iPad that I watch shows. I like will love. It's funny. So I watch shows when I'm in the bath until a child comes in and then I pause my show because it's always something inappropriate they shouldn't be watching. But if I can like watch a show in the bath, that is like the ultimate. It's like, let me just do something brainless and then, get ready for bed. It's funny, like my iPad, I'll watch a show on it, but I would like never scroll Instagram on my iPad or like even like check my email. Those things happen on my phone. They're not going to happen. My iPad is just a TV basically. So I'll watch something and then I'll get into bed, click on my little heat pad that's in my bed and read on my Kindle and I fall asleep. It's one of my greatest pleasures in life is that with the Kindle, you can like literally like I will fall asleep like with it in my hand.
Yep.
It's like you can just truly read until your eyes close and the Kindle like auto locks, you don't lose your place. So that is one of my things that I enjoy.
I love that. I do that too. I'm always like, I'm just going to close my eyes just for a couple minutes. And then, nope, you're not coming back from that.
Yeah. The Kindle is just like I have to find it in the bed every morning. It's just somewhere in the sheets. Yeah. That's
I love that. Thank you for walking us through that. I love the mix of just things that are what are easy, nothing that's gonna, I mean, just things that fit into your day. I love the mix of the physical and the mental. I love all of that. Can you talk to us about meal planning and how you do that for all of the kiddos, for all of the adults? Do you have a routine? What does that look like?
This is probably the hardest thing is the meal planning because it's just so hard to please the different palates in our family. And that's where, like, again, like things like Hawaiian rolls just really help because if I'm like, we're having, meatballs and rice and fruit and Hawaiian rolls, it's just kind of this like add on of like security for the overtired child who doesn't want to eat a meatball. It's like, you know what, like eat a Hawaiian roll and head to bed. Because they really do, I try to just serve whole foods as much as I can. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I was growing up, my mom's pantry was like, just not to overuse the word, but like iconic. It was like every single processed food in the like kind of boxes that you could get them in where it's like there's 15 packs of Teddy Grahams, 15 packs of mini Oreos, Dunkaroos, fruit gummies. And I mean, kids just loved it. And so I just kind of have always wanted to have this house where kids would come and see just like tons of snacks. So we have these like plastic drawers that are always like, there's chips, there's gummies, there's sun chips, there's goldfish, and they get drilled by kids. I swear, I think sometimes kids just come by and grab a snack.
Probably.
And then,
I would.
and then leave. And we have like popsicles, we have ice cream bars. Like, I'm just kind of like, I remember reading something that was like, if you want to have the kids over, you got to have snacks. You got to have snacks for the kids. And so I just internalized that of like, yes, I will give Costco my money and have good snacks.
Yeah.
And so, they definitely eat a lot of snacks, but it's like we have fruit, we have cheese, we have hummus, like we have all of these other things and try and give them. But in a really good season, I will meal plan for the month. That is how I prefer to do it. And I'm just meal planning dinner. Like,
Okay.
Breakfast, we've got some pretty good routines of like what different kids like to eat and what we have on hand. And then lunch is like my special meal that I normally will maybe batch something and enjoy something fabulous for lunch. Or, it's just, I can eat something and nobody is complaining at me like I don't like quinoa or, I just feel like I can batch cook something and really enjoy all of it. Or I'll eat like the leftovers from whatever we had for dinner. And so, and that's one reason I love the super cubes, those like, silicone. Cause like the other day I made this white chicken chili with kale in it. And I know it's like so hot outside, but it's just this delicious chili. It has like fresh ingredients, some beans, and then I added kale and I just froze it into these 1-cup portions. And I just kind of know as I'm headed into a busy season that I can pop one of those out, put it on the stove and like have a good, like a filling lunch come lunchtime. So lunch is kind of my like little personal happy place. So then I feel like my breakfast and lunch are probably healthy, quote in quotes, but like I'm kind of going to focus more on what I want at those meals. And then dinner is more like we're having spaghetti and meatballs or like, cause there's a lot of mouths to feed and I'm not going to cook 2 different meals. And so it's a lot of like, what do I like? But I'm also not, gonna force
kind of
my
like
kids.
a compromise meal. It sounds like utility meal. Like
it is.
We got a job here.
So, like, again, the other night we had meatballs cooked in barbecue sauce, rice, broccoli. So, I mean, I had like a great, delicious dinner, nothing wrong with that. But it's like one kid loves the broccoli, one kid's not touching the broccoli, one loves meatballs, one's not really eating the meatballs, she's just eating rice. Like everyone can kind of do what they will with the meal. And then we just drill through fruit. I mean, spend so much money on fruit.
That's what everyone says. That is like, just take my money. Like that's where it all goes.
Yes. And then they love smoothies. So we do a ton of smoothies. They love like Greek yogurt in a smoothie. So then I'm like, yay, protein in the kids. And sometimes like, it'll be like, we're just going to do grilled cheeses and smoothie for dinner or just sandwiches and a smoothie. Cause I feel like a smoothie, I can get so much good stuff in them for such little effort. So that's like a good, but in a perfect world, I'm going to meal plan for the month.
How do you do that?
I really just sit down. I have like I made a document that was like, basically just says like meal plan for the month of, and I fill it in. And then it has like 31 slots.
Gotcha.
And then I just write on the side, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like just MWT and then like the day. So and so I can quickly go across like every Friday I can write pizza, and every Monday I can write like pasta colon, and I know I'm just filling in a pasta. Like there's a few different things I can fill in really easily, like Thursday breakfast for dinner. So it's kind of, if you do it all at once, you're like, whoa, okay, all my Fridays are done, all my Thursdays are done. I know what we're doing on Mondays. Like it can feel a little less daunting, and I can look at the calendar and be like, okay, Nate and I have something on the 16th. So I'm going to like write Kate and Nate out, that's going to be like macaroni and cheese. And then my favorite thing to do is pick one cookbook, and that cookbook, I'm going to, anything like new and fun, I'm going to pick them all from one cookbook, and it's going to like dictate anything new we do that month. So I'll have like a lot of tried and true, but maybe I'll be like, I'm going to try 4 new recipes this month, 1 a week, and they're all going to be from this one cookbook. So then that one cookbook is the one that's like sitting on the counter. I feel like I get to know, that cookbook author during the month, like see how we liked it. So that's like in a perfect world. Like right now with school starting, we're like just trying to breathe. So I was able to meal plan for like 2 weeks, but I still need to like finish out the second half of the month.
I love the one cookbook idea.
Yeah.
And because we all have those ones that we like, I don't know, my husband just got one from the library, and it's kind of like, when are we going to kind of like incorporate these? And you do have to kind of like be intentional about that. But then it's also not like, sometimes it feels overwhelming, like going from one to one. Which one is this in? It's just easy. This is the cookbook of the month. Oh, I like that.
And then because I keep all the meal plans, like they're just all clipped together. So like if I'm in a rut, I've done this long enough now that I can look back at last August's meal plan and be like, what did I make last August? And if I like love something I might have started on the meal plan, like you can kind of make notes. So then all of a sudden it can almost help you. Like you could almost like repeat it if you wanted to a year later, or just be like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that meal and everybody liked it. Like I'll make that. And it usually fits like the season well. Cause I'm not making like a roast in August, but like come October, I'll look and be reminded of like the chuck roast I made, or just different things. So I can look back at like old meal plans and kind of get inspired. But the monthly meal plan was truly, I was realizing that sitting down to meal plan and grocery shop at the same time was just like utterly exhausting.
So how do you do the grocery shopping? Where do you shop? What's your routine?
It's like we grocery shop once a week, but we also live pretty close to Whole Foods. And so we can pop into Whole Foods so easily, and Harris Teeter, like, we just have like our local grocery stores. So we tend to grocery shop at Whole Foods through their pickup. Like just it's easy, like feel like I know what we like, can shop like sales or just the 365 brand. And I think we really got into that because they did such a good job during COVID. Like I think it was like they were bought by Amazon, and then Amazon is just good at logistics. And so during COVID, it was like they were like, we have got this figured out. And a lot of other grocery stores were almost like scrambling to like try and fill orders, and Amazon was just like boom, boom, boom. So we do that, and we namely do that in Costco. And then there'll be random things that fall through the cracks, and we'll just go to like a normal grocery store or Target or something. But between Whole Foods and Costco, that kind of like rounds out most everything.
Perfect. Do you have a certain day of the week that you do your grocery shopping on?
I try to do it on Sunday. And so if we were like out of lunch meat, it's like we need lunch meat going into Monday. We need applesauce pouches, like whatever it is. It kind of just sets us up well. But half the time now I'm too late, and it'll be like all the slots are full. And I'm like, oh, so I'll go in person.
Gotcha.
And for one season, when Alberto was home a lot, I would wait and go on Mondays, and we would go together. And it was fun. I loved it. We would just shop together. And so that might like become part of the routine again. It was like fun to go with her in person. She loves it. So again, I feel like nothing feels written in stone, because it just is like, what is going to work? What is going to work right now?
Yes. And I love that you have the flexibility in like the mindset to be able to do that. I know a lot of type A people, I mean, myself included, I can feel that's something I've been working on, getting thrown off with routines, just being flexible with that. So love it. Now, I have a couple questions that I want to run past you in terms of different trends. So are there any wellness routines or trends that you've tried that you did not enjoy or that didn't work for you?
I feel like hitting my protein was something that I tried, and I just felt like I was eating so much more food than I even wanted to. And it felt like very tiresome.
Mhm.
So now it's like, it definitely is something I am thinking about. Like, I'm like wanting to prioritize protein in my diet and just thinking,
Mhm.
like, does this meal include good protein? But when I'm like, am I hitting this like high protein number? I was like, this is exhausting.
It gets fatiguing, and it feels like you're doing a Rubik's Cube all day long of like, "Okay, well, like, how do I kinda, like, make this fit?" And
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just, I guess it's like, again, wanting to prioritize it, but like being intuitive to where my body's
Mhm.
like, I just am not hungry right now,
Yes.
just not wanting to like force feed myself protein. For a while I was doing really intense hit workouts for like a short season. I would go
Mhm.
somewhere and I did like them, but I think that I am naturally like a pretty go hard person. And so
Mhm.
if you put me in that setting, I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
like try really hard and I would just gas myself. Like I could like not function the rest of the day. So that wasn't a super great thing. It was like I gave it all to my exercise and then I was like, I
There's
can't
nothing
even
left.
like be here for my family. I really do rely on the exercise from a anxiety like
Mhm.
reducer. It just is so good for me first thing in the morning. Like I joke that I wake up like a kettle that's like
Yeah.
already about to boil. Like I
Yeah.
just wake up. And so to be able to like move early in the morning is just like now I'm ready to kind of come at the day. But I wake up like the people that wake up and they're like, oh gosh, like I don't know, just gotta roll out to the kitchen and drink a cup of coffee. I'm like, I do not know you.
Mm-mm.
I am at level 100.
Yep. Yep,
And
everything's
I know that
moving.
they're probably like, oh, lucky you. I wish I was that way. I was like, don't worry, it comes with a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, I can so relate to that. I'm the same way with morning movement. I'm like, it just brings me my anxiety down to a level where otherwise it's just like a slow build up throughout the
Yes.
day, and then I get to like 11 between like 11 and 2 and I'm like, okay, we're the kettle that's about to burst right now.
Yes.
Like we got to do something about that.
Yes. So yeah, I just like need to move in the morning. I love that I can just do it at home. Um,
Not complicated, doesn't need to be anything
yeah.
super fancy.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, Kate, thank you so much for being here. I feel like I could talk to you for hours. Where can everyone find you? What kind of exciting things do you have coming on the horizon that are maybe happening?
Yes. So you can find me online, Naptime Kitchen and naptimekitchen.com. I just wrote a book. It's called I Just Wish I Had a Bigger Kitchen. And Other Lies I think will make me happy. And interesting, there's a chapter called I Just Wish I Looked Better, where I just
Mhm.
kind of dive into like a little bit of like my upbringing, my beliefs around like what is beautiful and
Mhm.
struggles there. So it is definitely the most vulnerable I've ever been. This is my first book, if you didn't know. So it's an emotional roller coaster, I would say, of just like creating something and then putting it out into the world.
I love it. And I think that you are the perfect person for it. Like this book just fits you to a T. I mean, as we've gathered throughout this whole conversation, everything that you kind of like do, your nuggets of wisdom, your tips that you share, it's all just very doable and very attainable, very not. We don't need to overcomplicate things. We will link the book and everything. So go to the description, give it a click. It's going to be, I have no doubts, fabulous.
Thank you.
Anything else that you want to share? Where can everyone find you? Any last words that you'd like to share?
I'm trying to think for last words. I think something, even when I was just talking, that I think is helpful for me to remember is when it comes to wellness, like it's just good to keep an open hand. Like
Mhm.
in terms of like what worked for you a month ago doesn't have to work for you now. And you're not failing yourself when something is like no longer serving you in the season you're
Mhm.
in. Like if you're like, man, I just can't get to this workout class. Like you're not a failure. It's more just like if it's like what can you do and what do you enjoy
Mhm.
in the lot before you,
Mhm.
and because I feel like there's been so many things that I have thought like, yes, this is how we will do it forever. And then a year later, I'm like, that doesn't work anymore. Or I just don't want to do it that way.
Mhm.
Even workouts, I've been like, this is the workout I will do forever. And then in a year, I'm like, I'm ready for something different. And just like the open handedness to kind of figure out and to know you're changing, just aging, everything
Mhm.
about your body is changing. And so it's okay if what like used to work doesn't
Mhm.
work anymore or you're like still trying to figure out.
It's almost like we need to do that. Just expect it. This is
Yeah.
great for right now. I don't know. And for some people, that can be scary. I don't know how long, I don't know when, but flexibility is always going to be the key. So
Yeah.
Love that. Thank you so much for being here. And did we say where everyone can find you?
Yeah. Naptime Kitchen on Instagram and naptimekitchen.com.
Okay. We'll link everything as well. But again, thank you so much for being here. It's been just an absolute joy.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Looli Gaggle podcast. I hope you loved this conversation. I love doing these kind of walk me through your wellness routine episodes. I think it's a great way to kind of spark new ideas and also see how every person has a different experience and what makes them feel good. We have some more of these coming your way. And it's just, like I said, so interesting to see the differences and get some different ideas. If you loved this episode, be sure to give it a rating or a review wherever you are listening, whether it's on a podcast, whether it's on YouTube. It takes 2 seconds and it means the world to us. We appreciate every single one of you who's listening to us in your earbuds right now. And again, if you do have the Looli app or you want to give it a free trial, you can go ahead and listen to our extended Q&A with Kate, where we talk about things like motherhood, how she does her Kate's fancy lunch and her bring a meal to someone March, and also body image. We cover so much more. So that is in the app for you to listen to if you like. And with that, we will see you guys back next week with another episode. See you later.